Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the mode, and chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those modes. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi, use other people's modes, or choose to hang out in the nebulous zone for lurkers, where you just watch the stream and you don't get into chat, and it's fine. That's cool too. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. We are in the intro portion of the stream. This is where we just hang out, chat a bit, wait to build a model kit. I'm going to let people be fashionably late to the stream because it's a Saturday, and sometimes Saturdays are a little light around here. Take a little while to warm up. Also, maybe people are taking it easy because it is January 1st. So maybe you are out there and you're thinking to yourself, you know what? I'm going to watch this on the VOD, or I'm going to watch it later on YouTube, and I'm not going to watch it live because I'm exhausted, because maybe you went out or maybe you didn't and you were just home. We'll probably talk some about that. I've got like topics of discussion. My grievance from 2021, because it's 2022, so I'm going to air a grievance from last year. Did I miss out on doing the day of airing of grievances for Festivus? Yes. I'm going to do it now because it's in the past. It's in my rear view. So I'm going to be cognizant of that. Wasn't going to call it out. Did I subtweet about this last night? So technically, did I get into it last year? Yes. New year, new me. Old mess that I'm going to talk about. I will probably complain a little bit about yard work because I did some yard work today and also put away so many Christmas decorations. We took down the trees. We took down the outside stuff. We took down all the stuff in various rooms of the house. There's not a tiny Christmas tree hiding out behind me anymore. Time to put away childish things. Not really. And then, I don't know, we'll talk about the New Year's Eve, I guess. Those are things we could chat about. I'm going to say this right now. I did goof up. I did make one serious goof, and you'll have to, hopefully you can accept my apology. I did not get a new ska song to play. Hey Jam, welcome. I don't have a new ska song to play tonight, so if people redeem their channel points, we will be rocking out to the ska song from previous streams, basically all of December. I will have a new one. I legitimately did not remember that I didn't update it until the stream went live. I wish I had thought about it at all today and done it. Aristophan is here. Hello, Aristophan. Welcome. Solid crew already. So yeah. So my apologies. I've already screwed up 2021, 22. I mean, I can't even remember the years. I've already screwed up 2022 by forgetting to switch over to a new ska song. So my apologies. We'll just have to use the old one. It's gonna be very fun when Lord Crashington comes in and hits that, or Dirty, without having been here previously. I think that's it. And again, I goofed. I completely forgot that was a thing that I was supposed to do. What I know we're doing tonight is we're working on the Gouf. It's a Gouf. This is the Gouf Crimson Custom, which is a repaint of the Gouf Custom from Gundam Breaker Battle Log, which is this just looks rad. It's just so cool. The colors are so beautiful. The cherry red, the maroon red, and then of course the black accented colors there, and the gray that's about among this as well, are all fantastic. A little bit of orange, just like a little see-through orange, you can't really see on the chest there. Fantastic. I did the head off stream because it involved a sticker, and also I had to paint all of these little lines here for the hoses, and I didn't want to do that on stream. So I did that off stream, which is fine. I'm allowed to. It's my stream. I don't like to say I can do whatever I want, but I can do a few things that I like to do. And sometimes I will do some parts off stream. Now, if we finish this tonight, we will move on to the next kit. I am currently, at this moment, in order to give as much time as possible, I am gonna go check it right now to see what won the poll, because sometimes my $10 patrons don't vote. They can always vote on what I build, but sometimes they choose not to, and that's fine. That not voting is also a choice. In this instance, so I'm gonna go see if anybody voted there. Okay, our winner, the next kit I will be building, is the Gundam Barbatoris, which is of course the Gundam Vidar Trooper mixed with the Barbatos. So they're both from the same show mixed together. Um, it is or sometimes we forget. Wristfan, also that does happen. Sometimes people, well, because I get this happens to me, right? I get an email notification that someone I follow on Patreon has posted something, and then I go, oh, I'll look at that later, and then I don't look at that later. When it's voting, I try to do it while I'm thinking of it. But yeah, no, it's okay, Wristfan. Sometimes folks don't vote, because sometimes we'll get like 2 votes for a thing, and sometimes we'll get 3, and sometimes we'll get 1, and that's cool. I often will only vote to break a tie. If there is a tie, I will often vote to break that tie. But the Barbatoris is our next kit. So if we get to that tonight, we'll do that. I'll add a photo in and do some quick cropping, and we'll get into that. All right, I think we've hung out here in pre-chat a little bit in the intro zone for long enough, and we can get into the building zone. I'm going to retweet my tweet, see if a few more friends want to join us. And then we'll build some arms for this kit and a shield gun. Got to build that shield gun. Oh, got a nice retweet. That's very nice. All right, let's go to main. Hey, yeah, hell yeah. There we go. So here's our kit. This is what we're working on right now. As you can see, we've done a lot of the body. We're ending with the arms, which was weird when this kit came out. Still weird to me. Usually it's like chest, head, arms, legs, waist. Why we do the waist last, I don't know, but we do. That's often. In this case, it was feet, legs, waist, chest, head, arms. It's strange. But anyway, let's get into it. I need some B spots here, so we're going to get into that as well. And then, yeah, I don't know if we're going to I think we're going to finish this tonight. Now, if we finish it and then there's a bunch of time, we'll get into the Barbatoris. Again, I don't know if how far we're going to get into that kit. But I was giving as much time as possible before I made the call on what we were going to do next. And that's what won, which is cool. Let's get this out of the way, because nobody cares, and it's just me griping. I think I'm done with lawn care for a while. I think I finally raked and bagged all of the leaves that I need to do. Now that I still haven't taken all of these bags to the waste disposal area, the dump, as it is called. I have not taken these to the dump yet, but I will. So right now it's a lot of like, well, at least I finished this part of it. I'm very happy to be done with that. So it's a lot of bagging of leaves, just so many leaves. Just like we've already brought a bunch, and I think I've bagged like giant black bags of leaves, maybe 15 of them. Yeah, I think I would say 15 is a generous, like, that's undercutting it a bit, I would say. But yeah, it has been quite a few leaves that I have taken care of. It has been a ridiculously annoying process. Now at this point, like every month or so, I'll just put the mulcher on the lawnmower and just ride over in the back and just mulch up and bag after that, which will be a lot easier to do because there won't be too much. But there's a couple. Here's the thing: we don't even have pine trees. Our neighbors have pine trees, and we get pine cones all the time that fall into our yard. And so I had to take care of all of that, and it sucks, and I hate it. I won't have to mow for quite some time, which is great. But it has been really frustrating. Right now, my lawn maintenance will be, which is not actually the lawn, but is I consider related, a little bit of watering of some potted plants. Like I'll do that. That's no problem. And then I'll also, we got a big bird feeder, and that is one of my chores is to refill the bird feeder so that those birds, because there's a lot of birds down here, because I am in the South, so it is helpful to do that. But I know that it's just like I'm a broken record on this, but it is like the bane of my existence currently. Like my like this sucks is not being able to find a full-time employment or even consistent, always good hours part-time employment. COVID in general and the constant fear of that affecting my family. Um, and then like lawn care, I think is like the third thing. Um, and then right below that is general anxiety because I am not a super anxious person, but I still got shit. I still got shit to think about and worry about constantly. So let's see. What else? What else? What else? Okay. Checking my list for things to talk about. Hey, let's get into this. Let's get into some New Year grievance. As I said, this is from the past year. This is not shit that I really that. This is shit that like irked me, low key irked me, and I didn't make any attempt to rectify the problem, which is on me. I just let it fucking simmer for a real long time, and then eventually I'm gonna let it go, and it's gonna be fine. So here's the deal. I tweeted about this, but I'll talk about it. Because we're gonna put last year in the past, even though first day of the new year we'll settle some business. I also forgot to talk about this on Thursday, so this is me handling my business from that. Okay, here's the deal. There were two different podcasts that in the year 2021 asked me to be a guest on their podcast. These are people who, one of whom had been following me for a very long time. Another was recommended to reach out to me by a mutual person that knew me very well, reached out. So one person, somebody that knew what I was up to and knew me from things. The other person, somebody that didn't necessarily know me, but thought that I would be a good fit for their podcast. Both podcasts sounded interesting. And again, I must stress, I was cold called, cold asked, solicited for these things. I'm going to turn my mic down a little bit because I'm getting hot about this. These are not people that I was like, hey, I'd love to do your podcast sometime. These are folks that I did not know had podcasts and had not listened to. Asked me to be on them. One was about anime. And they do like a couple episodes per thing of a certain show, but then every once in a while they will do like hey, we're going to talk about every episode from this season. We're going to do a season review and have a guest. They asked me to do that. So to do this podcast that they were asking me to be on, I watched an entire season of an anime. I helped pick it. I gave suggestions of things I would like to see. We talked about it. We figured out what we were going to see. So I watched a whole anime that I would probably have watched anyway to do this thing. The other one was about video games in general, and we focused on talking about indie games. It was a really interesting discussion. The hosts for that particular podcast are academics, and their thoughts were really interesting. And their perspectives were certainly different from mine, as they are people who are attempting to. One of the conversations I really liked from this podcast was I made a claim or made a statement, opinion that that game had come up that they thought was important for the literacy, like to play it. It was important to play it for talking about certain kinds of games. And I said, well, I don't know. I've never played that game because Orson Scott Card is involved in that, and he doesn't get any of my money anymore. To which they were like, "Oh, yeah, no, totally get that. We're just like we're going to play everything." And I brought up the point, and it became a larger discussion about how since I am not a critic, I am a person around the world of critics for games, but I am in no way a critic of video games. That I don't need to have. I have my own integrity, but I don't need to have any sort of like you got to play everything. Like I don't. I get to pick and choose what I play. I'm a consumer that sometimes talks about games, but I don't make it my point to be a advocate for any games or for people. I'm not, I'm not your buyer's guide. So I don't have to play everything. I don't have to speak on games that I'm not interested in. Like, yeah, just don't have to. I don't have to play 12 minutes ever. Sounds bad. Sounds like it's not worth my time. People I know who I trust their opinions seem to fucking hate that game or think it's misguided at best. So I don't have to ever touch it. Anyway, that was a really fun discussion. Both were good. One required a lot of research on my part. I had to watch 12 episodes of an anime, and then, take notes and talk. And we had a thoughtful discussion on that and various other things. And the other one was, things about games. One was topical. One was going to be, released very soon after. The other one was like, yeah, we don't know exactly where we're going to fill this in, but it'll be sometime this summer because I recorded early in the year. Now, if you read my tweets, you know this, but I'll just say this right now. Neither of those fucking episodes of those podcasts came out. Now, one of them was they went on hiatus, like almost exactly after the video game one went on hiatus for they took a break and they reached out and said, "Hey, we're taking a break and we're gonna come back. So we'll air it. We're gonna air it after we have a break." Which I was like, that's weird. Why wouldn't you just air what you have and take a break after that? But whatever. That's not my place to be like. That wasn't my place to say like, oh, okay. The other folks, it had said the anime one was like, we're gonna fill this in. We're recording this kind of in advance because we're ahead schedule, but we'll fill this in later. Which sounded fine. And they never did. The video game podcast did come back, never aired my episode, never reached out to say what was up. Anime one just never put it out. They kept putting out episodes. They just never did. And sometimes I will say the anime one, I hadn't really noticed because it said, oh, advance or whatever, and I got other stuff going on and I didn't really think about it. But maybe in the fall, I was like, wait, I was on that podcast. And then that reminded me about the video game one. I was like, well, maybe they ended because that happens. People give up that stuff. But no, they had taken a hiatus and then they came back and then they just didn't air the episode. And neither of them bothered to tell me, which two things are possible, right? Here are the top two things I think about these, right? When I put some thought into it, and I didn't put a lot of thought into these, but it was irking me in the background. One, the polite thing of me to say, the thing that means, like the me giving them the most benefit of the doubt possible is audio problems. Their recording didn't sound great. My local copy didn't sound good. The site they used didn't mesh the two together. That's like, oh, that's possible, right? That's possible. The more likely one, they didn't like the episode. Two different podcasts didn't like the episode where I was a guest on their podcast. For whatever reason. Chemistry, the discussion, maybe I suck shit at being a guest on podcasts. I don't know. Should also point out here, and I didn't tweet this, I was on another podcast. I did 3 podcast recording this year. One of them came out, and it was my buddy Eric, who films all the stuff for League of Heels. He had me on his podcast while he played DDR, and we talked about DDR and various other things, and I watched him play DDR, and that was really fun. And that podcast episode fucking came out. So I'm 1 for 3 on podcast appearances actually existing. Um, so basically, if they weren't good, if they were a technical problem, you reach out and you say, "Hey, we had a technical issue. I don't know if we want to do this again or whatever." If you didn't like it because you didn't like me or you didn't like the chemistry or you didn't like what you or the host did, you can also tell me that. But to just be like, "Well, we're just not going to say anything," that's some shit. Am I also guilty of not following up? Yeah. At a certain point, I could have, and maybe I should have. I don't know. I don't actually know if I should have been like, "Hey, so what's up with that podcast thing I was on?" I can be like, "Oh, I wanted to promote that and say what I was doing." I could do that. I didn't do that. I could have done that. I chose not to. And I didn't say anything about it until right now. And I won't talk about it again. I will say this. If you're watching this and you have a podcast, not the people that I already did for that. If you are thinking, I should ask Pat if he wants to be a guest on my podcast, you should do that. I have said no to some people for things that I was like, this is not a good fit for me, or actually, weirdly, I'm really busy at the moment, so I apologize. I've turned down appearances on podcasts, but I've said yes to more than I've said no to. If you have a podcast, you'd like me to be on it, you can ask. And if I say yes and I do it, that's great. And if you don't think that it's up to your standards, or there's a problem with it, you can just fucking tell me. And you should just fucking tell me. Because otherwise, it's weird. Now, doing a thing that never sees the light of day is not a new thing for me. Because I did enough low to no budget comedy shit in my day. I have been in web series that they never finished because they were taping scenes out of order and never actually finished the first episode, so it just never went up. I have been in pilot presentations, like spec pilot presentations, like, hey, we're actually going to film a couple scenes from this thing that we're shopping around. And I have been in the background in that. I have been in comedy sketches that apparently one time I'll see. Let me list all the ways I've been in sketches that never came out. One, we shot it, and there was a SNL sketch that was basically the same idea, like 2 days later. So the person that made it knew that they weren't copying SNL, but didn't want to deal with it. So we just didn't put it out. I have been in sketches that the audio was bad because the person doing it didn't realize. The H4n is an incredible, great, inexpensive recorder where you can plug in microphones and it's a little hand recorder. How that works is you press the record button and it flashes, and then you press the record button again and it actually records. So people fuck that up like a lot, and they fucked that up, and they were recording out. They weren't recording takes; they were recording the spaces in between takes. So that thing, we never like redubbed audio. It just wasn't going to be worth it. There was one thing. There was one sketch that I did that the person who made it, a person in it, turned out to be a scumbag, a bad news, get out of this community scumbag. And so the person that made the sketch was like, hey, I'm not going to put this anywhere. And we were like, yeah, yeah. One time, I got paid money to be in a pilot presentation. And I did it, and it was fine. And it was terrible. The shoot was fine. The actual thing was terrible. The worst part of it for me was we were all supposed to be drinking, and I don't drink. And also, nobody had booze on set. But we all had, like, not shot glasses, but, glasses for scotch glasses with syrup, like soda fountain syrup, Hello, you had me at Gouf. Well, great, Isabel. This is the Gouf Crimson Custom from Gundam Breaker Battlelog. It is legitimately the Gouf custom that came out in 2010 with a new paint job and some extra parts if you want to mix and match pieces, because that's a big thing on this. Well, you had me at Pat Bear. I also appreciate that. Thank you, Isabella. So anyway, you pour in the syrup from like soda fountain soda, because that way it doesn't fizz and it looks like booze, right? So I drank so much of that syrup to just get this shot over and over and again, which was incredibly frustrating. Anyway, long story short, I shot this thing, and then like a year later, a friend of mine was like, "Hey, I just saw something of yours on Funny or Die," and I was like, and so I mentioned a thing that I had done like months before, and I was like, "Oh, cool, you saw this?" And they were like, "No, this is a different thing. It's a thing about like it's like shot like it's a paranormal reenactment, or like a paranormal activity thing, but it's just like a drunken story." And I was like, "That's the pilot presentation that I was in. That they were like this dude that had us like I said, I got paid a little bit of money to be in this, so like sure you can do whatever you want." But he was just like, "Oh yeah, we're talking to so and so, we're talking to these places, and we're meeting with these folks, and like, hey, if we get picked up, then like I want everybody that's in this to be regulars in it, and you'll be in like every episode." And this was like around the time of Drunk History. This was like this was a ripoff of Drunk History. Um, uh, and the reenactors in that often did, there would be leads that would come in, but it was often the same people. So that was like this person's attempt to do it. And eventually, I guess either they didn't get meetings or nothing happened with the meetings. So eventually they just put it on Funny or Die. And I had no idea they were doing that. So that was very funny to me. Also, I've talked about this on stream. The time I did what I thought was a pilot presentation. It was labeled as a pilot presentation. Often, now this is the thing. Often, pilot presentation is a good way of saying we can't pay you any money, but maybe we'll get it. And it's not always a scam, but sometimes it is a scam. In this case, this was a pilot for a web series, and what we shot there wasn't footage to get of like parts of a pilot to get some money to shoot it. It ended up being part of a Indiegogo campaign to get enough money to make the web series. Now I went back when I saw this, because they fucking linked me on this shit. They linked everybody, and they were like, "Hey, we launched our Indiegogo. Come see the following people. They're so funny in this, and we can't wait to make more of it." So I went and looked up. I went like through my emails about this project, and I was like, "Where did it say crowd funding?" It didn't. It said pilot. We are shooting half of a pilot, like half of an episode, to be a pilot presentation. Can't pay anybody, but we got meetings and all that. So they just lied to us, and so I said like, "Hey, just so you know, I never agreed to be in a web series, or agreed to have my likeness be used to fund it." Now, thankfully, they didn't get funded, because that would have been awkward at that point. Yeah, that was poor form. So anyway, I've also been in short films that just never saw the light of day, because people got real jobs because they couldn't afford to be independent filmmakers. They had to get work, or there was fighting, or they lost funding. I've been in a bunch of shit that's never seen the light of day. The best thing I was in, my friend Margot, I'll say Margot's name, whatever. Margot asked me to be in a very funny thing, which you have to imagine that this was the mid 2000s, so this wasn't played out. Okay, so please understand that the idea now would be like, why would someone make this? But in 2006 or 7, in 2006, let's say 2005, let's be generous. This was a hot idea. It was a best week ever style show, or I love the 90s, or I love the 80s style show. But every episode was going to be about a serial killer. and it was comedic. It was intentionally funny. And we shot this whole thing about Manson. 2005, I was still in college. Hell yeah, and John. Um, uh, it was so the first one was like about Manson, and I was like, I played one of the troopers, the state police officers that found him hiding underneath a sink, which is how Manson was caught. He was trespassing, squatting, and and the people that caught him did not know what the fuck they were getting into. Anyway, so okay, we're doing the right arm now. We did all the parts that we can do for both. I think that idea still slaps today. John, it would be a different presentation, right? It wouldn't be like I Love the 90s, because that is not, those style shows aren't necessarily a touchstone at this point. But what it would be, there would be some way. Hey, Lord Crashes in, welcome. It would still be shot as like a panel show about that, right? So anyway, that's a very funny thing that I didn't see for like 2 years after it was shot, because it was shot and edited and then was being sent around. And eventually one day I like ran into her and I was like, hey, can I get like, I don't need a copy, but like, do you have like a link? And she logged me in. She changed her password because she didn't know how to she changed her password to her YouTube account, gave me that password, and then said like, in 48 hours I'm changing it back, which is not the way to send something, but that was the only way she had it. She had it like as a private video on her YouTube. And I was like, you don't have to do this. But that was very funny to me. Technically advanced was not her thing. She's lovely, funny woman. But I did that, and that was such a good idea. That's a lot of work to share a video. Indeed, Lord Crashington. Again, 2005, let's be generous. Maybe it was 2006. Anyway, all that to say, I have done this a lot. I have done things that never saw the light of day, but generally they are video projects, and I am like okay with that. To be on a podcast for like 2 hours, 3 hours, and then for an episode to not come out, and then to not hear why or what's up, and then to have that happen again. That happened to me twice in 2021. So what the absolute fuck? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, folks. It's never happened to me before, and I hope it never happens to me again. And I don't want to, I think I'm going to say, if I get asked to be on a podcast this year, I'm going to say, hey, just so you know, if for whatever reason you don't want to put this up, just tell me, and it'll be okay. And you don't have to tell me why. Just be like, hey, we're not going to put this up, and it'll be fine. You don't have to it's like, just tell me that. Dirty just resubscribed. That is 29 months. That is incredible. I'm going to throw the applause in there. Let's give an applause. Thank you so much, Dirty, for that. I really appreciate that. Okay, I'll get to that in a second. So I got to do here. 3-hour podcasts or episodes to come out afterwards seems weird for it not to come out. Totally. Do you have hot anime takes? John, always. I always have hot anime takes. We'll get into some of those. Dirty and Lord Crashes in wants you to play ska. So I said this at the top of the stream. I fucked up. We're gonna play ska. This is not a new ska song. We will have a new ska song for Monday. I am making it. I made a note for it in my notes. I will get to that. I did not do that for this stream, and I do apologize. We were starting I fucked up. I know. I fucked up. So Monday stream, I'll have a new song. I know. Old ska is old. I know, right? I totally fucked up. Like I do for both of them. Yeah, I totally forgot to do it. I wrote myself a note and then just didn't do it, and I had somewhat of a busy day today, and I just didn't get to it, which is not an excuse by any means. It's just me fucking up real bad. So I apologize, everybody. Okay, so John, hot anime takes. So on Monday, you'll be able to see Pat Bear's Anime Club. It's the thing I recorded Wednesday on my Wednesday stream, so I gave a lot of hot takes on there. Um, uh, I don't know if I have anything really new right now. So Komi-san Can't Communicate is getting a second season. And my hot take is I hope a bunch of those characters aren't in season two. I hope a bunch of the minor characters in Komi Can't Communicate do not continue, do not reappear because I don't like them. Uh, I said that on a Wednesday where I talked about how like I like the relationship between Tanado and Komi, and I think that's like a lovely little friendship. But every minor character in that show, every supporting character that's a student, I hate all the other students. Um, I don't hate the girl who's going through her Chibin, who's still in high school wearing an eye patch and believing in the Dark Lord. I don't hate that girl. I also don't hate the ninja boy. I do like that those are high school students who are doing that shit. I think that is fun. But I don't like the girl that wants to be that wants Komi to like treat her poorly. I don't like the yandere girl that they excuse and way too easily. Um, let's see. And I don't mind our friend who is trans because that's not a problem, and that character is pretty fucking funny. I definitely do not like the jokes that are made at her expense because there are jokes made at everyone's expense. But I'm like, nope, I don't like this part. So there's my big hot anime takes. I hope in the second season that we see a bunch of characters that are not those characters. Um, that would be great. I don't think it'll happen, but that would be great. Let's see. Other things. Let's see if we've got any other hot anime hot takes right now. I don't know if I have any more hot takes. I don't think any show that came out in the fall 2021 season was great. I think there were a few good shows, and I saw someone that I respect a lot say that, oh wow, this season, like half of my favorite shows from this year are from this season. And I was like, what is happening? I do not know what you're talking about. Like everyone's different and everyone gets like what they like, but like, what do you fucking mean? This has been a bad season for anime. So I was very surprised. I'm excited about next season. Talked about it on a Wednesday. Talk about it right now. Plenty of good shit coming out. Oh boy. I mean, technically, we're already in it. I'm building up my Crunchyroll watch list to get back into watching more anime. Hell yeah, John. My opinion, you could. Faraway Paladin wrapped up today, and Faraway Paladin was the show I liked the most this season. I think the first half of it is way better than the second half. The first half is, I think, actually really great. But yeah, if you want to get back into some anime, like, this is a great year to do it. There's a lot of good shit coming out, and I think you'll have plenty of cool stuff to watch. This particular season is going to be great, and you can find some old stuff. I'm being unfair to Restaurant to Another World Season 2, which is just more Restaurant to Another World, which is a great series. It's just they didn't reinvent the wheel. It's just more of the first season. It's just more good stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, that's what it is. All right, so let's get shoulder done. Then we're going to build a hand. Let's build a hand that can hold a weapon, because maybe I want to put a sword in this. Because this kit comes with a gun. The shield has a gun on it. And then it also has a sword that can sit in the shield. And we might want to have this kit hold the gun, or hold the sword. So we'll do the one that lets me hold a weapon. So I think we'll do C5. Let's see what these look like. We'll do C5. But yeah, I am looking forward to next season. My top 10, I think, I don't think anyone who's been listening to me talk about anime this past year would be surprised with my choices. I actually think my number one choice is a surprise. Um, and that like my number one and two, I think if someone was going to guess about the placement of my favorite shows from last year, they might switch one and two. There's not a fatal, it's like a big part of one show that I love, but like there's a little element of it that I'm like, I don't like this part enough that it goes down to number two. Um, is there an isekai in the top 10? I mean, yeah, John. I'm gonna bring it up real quick. You can't see it because nobody gets to see it yet. But let's see if I can find my. Let me bring up my Google Drive and tell you how many isekai are in the top 10 because there are a few. Let's see. Nope, not that, not that, not that. Where is it? Nope, nope. Top 10. Nope, that's 2021. No, I need 2021. There it is. Found my. Let's see. That's a isekai, not an isekai, not an isekai, isekai, not an isekai, isekai, isekai. There are 4 out of 10 are isekais. Now, is one of them more of a romance story that uses elements of isekai to help tell the story? Yeah. Is one a slice of life that's an isekai? Yes. Are the other two like just action shit? Yeah. So it's a mix of different kinds of isekai, but it is 4 out of 10. Then I have 2 girls doing stuff, slice of lives in my list. Actually, and then I have 1 that isn't a girls doing stuff. It's just a show about all girls. So there's 3 technically, I guess. And then I have 2 that involve time travel. And then 1 that's just like relationship shit. It's a good It's a good like It's like it's a bit more of a drama than comedy, but it's good. None of them are mecha isekai. I don't think we had. Oh no, that's not true. We did have 1 mecha isekai last year, which was Muv-Luv Alternative. Is technically an isekai, because the main character is in a different dimension than he previously was, and there's mecha in that. So I guess that is not technically, that is an isekai. Even if you as an audience member don't necessarily know the main character has traveled back in time and also is reliving events that he previously lived. Yeah, so Muv-Luv is our mecha isekai from this year, which I appreciated. I can't remember who on Wednesday said that I was making it up, that I made up the whole idea of Muv-Luv, that was just like me pitching. It wasn't a real thing. I love that. That shield is ridiculous. Yes, Isabella, the shield on this kit is wonderful because it's a shield with a gun and also a holster for a sword. It's a shield that has a machine gun, barrel gun. You sold me on episode 1 when you first talked about it. It's so weird because that first episode of Muv-Luv is like, I mean, I've talked about this a bunch. It's the pilot for a show that it's just like a mood, and it's like you can set the table with a bunch of characters we aren't going to care about. Like you can do that, but why would you do that for a show that's so complicated? So weird. It's such a weird choice. Such a strange thing to do, a mood episode with characters that don't fucking matter. Oh, so strange. Anyway, yeah, my top 10 will be coming out. Here's the thing. I don't know when my top 10's coming out. I can tell you Monday's video is my fall review and winter preview, which we did live on Wednesday. That's that episode. But I don't know when my top 10's coming out because it depends on when people that I am associating my top 10 list with decide to put it up. So there will be a video component and a text component, and I know you know what I'm talking about, but I'm still at pretending like I'm still not saying it, even though I clearly am saying it. Whatever it does, I don't even know if I. It's weird to not say it. Whatever, I'm just not. We have the last Ava movie of the rebuilds to watch, and I am all caught up on Ava. Yeah, you're gonna finish Evangelion for now, forever, until another thing happens. Who knows? Yeah, the end of Evangelion. The this version, the fourth one, all that. Yeah, congratulations. So I guess I'll say congratulations, 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 congratulations. Uh, I love that that is like the best Evangelion. That is like the surviving Evangelion meme. I mean, it's a really whacked out moment. Yeah, I mean, I assume he won't. Um, oh, in a Discord that I don't frequent too often, there's an anime thing, and I put in the thing that I knew that this would piss off. That this pisses off like real big Ava fans. Maybe if they knew me, it wouldn't piss. I'm not doing it to troll because I believe it. Where I say that Dual is my Evangelion, um, and people hate that because what I'm saying is the guy that made Tenchi Muyo did his take on Evangelion, and I like that better because Dual Parallel Trouble is in my opinion a better take on fighting monsters and religion and self doubt. And it's made by the Tenchi Muyo man, and I think it's better. And people don't want to hear that. And I don't know. I'm not doing it as a troll because I genuinely believe it. It is not a troll opinion. Uh, I don't. I could keep it to myself. I guess that might be trolly that I'm sharing that opinion, my weird opinion, but I stand by it. I don't even think Dual holds up. But when I saw it, I was like, hell yeah, I love this. Uh, um, when do we see Isekai become a dominant JRPG story trope like high school and impending world doom? That aren't just licensed games. I need that video. That would troll my partner though. Yeah, no, like I said, this was just I was in a Discord talking to people about that, and Evangelion came up, and I had to write, I had to look up the photo and put it in there, and just be like, this is my Evangelion, and I'm not joking though, because I really think that Dual is great, and then I actually generally don't love that. Um, that he made it part of the larger Tenchi Muyo universe, like way after the fact, way after Dual was done. He put references into it in the manga of GXP, and then later referenced it. So there, like Dual exists in that world. I think it's a far-flung possible future, maybe. I can't remember, but it is part of that world, and I kind of like that less. But whatever. So Lord Crashington, to answer your question, I think that isekai that I'm surprised it doesn't show up uh more often in JRPGs. Amnesia, it's generally Amnesia is the easiest one because then you don't have to explain why this character doesn't know shit. Um but yeah, so there have been some JRPGs that do that. I believe it's not a Final Fantasy, but it's one of those like not a Final Fantasy, but it's using Final Fantasy like the engine or whatever. But there is a game that's coming out next year that I saw in one of those like E3 presentations. Um, that was basically doing the maybe it was like a Final Fantasy offshoot, but they were doing the like this girl is from like Earth and is now here. Oh shit. And I was like, ooh, I think we're gonna see more of that. Because it is just like good, easy shorthand. Um, I think the thing that's stopping them, for Spoken, yes, Lord Crash did. For Spoken is doing that. I think the thing that stops them is, um, not all of them, but a lot of isekai, uh, like gamify their thing as a way to like do shorthand. And if you gamify that storyline, it's hard because you're in a video game. So you have to do something like, uh, well, even like Faraway Paladin. Faraway Paladin, there's magic and shit, but he doesn't have like a RPG screen because it would be weird. It it might be kind of meta and cool if you're inside a video game and your character's like status and it comes up and then your status thing comes up and then your character's like, oh, holy shit. That might be kind of fucking cool. But I don't know if anyone would ever like actually do that shit. But I do think that that's kind of cool. Um, Ni no Kuni 2, the president of the United States is in a car accident and then is sucked in the fantasy world. Yes, and if I remember correctly, that president of the United States also has a gun from the U.S. gun that he has when he travels with it. He had it on his person. Um, how could anyone forget the name Forspoken? Yeah, oof, Forspoken. I mean, I just couldn't remember anything about it, including the name. Um, Square Enix made their not surprising NFT statement, and I hope they take some steps back soon. Yeah, I didn't read that because I didn't want to be bummed out because it came out like right after midnight. So it had been up, in the daytime in Japan, and I chose not to read it for my own enjoyment of New Year's Eve. I was just like, you know what? I don't want to know this bullshit. I just didn't want any of that bullshit. Like, I'm gonna hear about it. People are gonna talk about it. Uh, yeah, I don't like. Sure, I mean, look, big companies are gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna like try this, and we're gonna like, this is gonna be great. And this is like, is it? I bet it isn't gonna be great. It's gonna be another thing. Choosing not to be bummed out is fair. Yeah, I mean, it's really just like, you know, yes, I'm disappointed in Square Enix for making this choice. Am I surprised that Square Enix is making this choice? Fuck no, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that any company is going to be like, I don't know, y'all. We're thinking this might be the next big thing. Like, yeah, no shit, you think that. But I'm not interested. So in like that shit. So it's like, all right. I mean, you're free to make a terrible call. Like, go for it. Make your poor choice. Enjoy it. Enjoy your poor decision to invest time and energy in fucking NFT, like blockchain bullshit that has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't mean anything. And isn't necessary. And isn't going to work the way that the people that shout the most about it actually want it to work anyway. Just be some dumb bullshit. Great. Enjoy your dumb bullshit, I guess. Um, let's see. Oh yeah. So my anime list, I don't know when that's coming out, but I got some good shit on there. Um, so when that does come out, watch that video because you're gonna like fucking love it because it's gonna be real good, and you're gonna be like, Pat, that was so fun. Thank you so much for making this video. I disagree about many of your choices for your things. I can't believe you didn't include this show on there. And I'll be like, fair. Or I did not enjoy. I'll say this right now, folks. I bet you can guess, but I'll say it right now because this is the one where I'm going to get a lot of people saying, like, to the point where in my video and in my write-up, I am going to include how this was a great year for anime that I didn't watch. And I'm going to list a few that I didn't watch because I didn't like them that other people are going to love. And that's going to include um, Odd Taxi. Odd Taxi might win Crunchyroll's anime awards this year, later this year. I could see that winning because, like, I could totally see people really identifying and loving that show. It just didn't do anything for me, and I stopped watching it. Just didn't vibe with it at all. Or like, the To Your Eternity, because fuck no, I'm not gonna. That is a beautifully depressing show, and I just could not last year give any attempt to watch a brilliantly depressing show. It's just like, no, I don't have it in me. Where is DBZ on the list? So, unfortunately, with Crashington, Dragon Ball Z did not make my top 10 anime of 2021. You thought, I know some people thought it might be a dark horse contender for favorite anime of 2021, but it was not meant to be. I just didn't watch any Dragon Ball Z. Is that true? Did I watch any Dragon Ball Z? No. Actually, to be fair, I did watch some Dragon Ball in 2021. Um, but I didn't watch any Dragon Ball Z. So yeah, didn't make my list. Maybe someday I'll get back into Dragon Ball Z or Z if you're nasty. Uh, but not this year. This past year. Let's see. Other things I want to talk about. We're gonna get back to. We're gonna take a pause for the cause in a bit. I want to finish this arm up a little bit here. We got one more weapon part on the arm, but we'll do that after the break. Is there anything else I want to get to? Oh yeah. So we put away all the Christmas decorations, including like the tree and like all of the outside decorations and everything. And I don't like that, but it's not my call. This isn't my house. I don't get to make those rules. I like keeping things up until like the 7th. Get through Ascension. Have the wise men meet Jesus, and then you can take some shit down. I don't actually care about the exact date, but I usually like to keep them up a little bit into January if this is my shit. And I didn't because I don't make the calls in this house on that. So that was like a lot today. It was just like a lot of like boxes and getting on ladders and putting stuff where they need to go and doing all that. So that wasn't, I'll admit, that wasn't fun, but we got it done. We got everything done we needed to do, so we'll take it. Take the victory. Keep them up until Three Kings at least. Yeah, pretty much. I had like, okay, so this arm here this hand does not want to stay in. So I will probably get a little blue tack and put that in there so that this hand will stay. This won't be holding a weapon because it's on the shield side, but it is frustrating that this is like popping out. So I will, after the stream, put some blue tack in there because, like I said, this will never hold a weapon, but it is going to have to, but it will have many weapons attached to it. So I'll have to get that going. Oh yeah, and this goes that. Yeah. All right, we can put the arms on. Like I said, I do have to put. Oh, I never panel lined this. Let me do that now. So yeah, didn't get any decorations up or down. I got all of them down and put away, and it's like, that's kind of a bummer. I like having them up, but whatever. And then I've been working on my set here. You've seen my set behind me. Those boxes, these boxes here are now taped to the wall there at the back, so they won't flop over. Just painter's tape. It'll be enough to hold them up because those are all empty boxes. And I'm going to swap them in and out here and there. I might do a second row. I don't know. And then the boxes over here do have stuff in them so that they're heavy enough that I can put a figure on top, which I know you can't really see, but it's still neat for me. And I will do a variation of this when I go and move out into the Carolina room, which I will be doing for the last week in January and basically all of February. I will be not in this room. My folks are going back to Florida for a month and change. And when they do that, I will be here by myself. And instead of just I'm going to do something which is I haven't done since they did it last year, which is not be in this room all the time. I will be in this room to relax at the end of the night, watch some stuff on the TV I have hooked up to the Chromecast, and then I will be sleeping in here, and then I will be on the computer and streaming in the Carolina room, and I'll have to get that set up again, very similar to how I had before. Must be nice to take a vacation. Yeah, I'm happy for them. I mean, my folks are retired, so they are. This is their like long trip thing. They go to a place in Florida that is all timeshares, but they go every year. And they have friends that also go to this timeshare all the time. They have people they've met there that they hang out with, which is really nice. And I'm happy for them that they get to relax that way. And then I will have a change of pace by being here and kind of hanging out in that room and mixing things up. I'm hoping that this works out great in there. I'm a little worried because I might have to switch back to my headset because that room is a bit more cavernous, not cavernous, cavernous. So I'm a little worried about echo. So I might switch back to my headset mic while I'm out there. I definitely will be using my headset mic for the my stream. Oh, and I actually have to figure out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that headset mic and use it. I'm gonna have to like get it hooked up and working and test it for my cooking streams. I will be doing at least one cooking stream in the end of January into February. Into this month, I should say, into February. I don't know exact dates of when I'm going to do that, but I am going to do 2 cooking streams, probably at least 1, probably 2. And for that, I think because I'll be moving around a lot, the headset microphone will just make a lot more sense. So I got to go get that like working and test it and all that. But I'll be using that because yeah, that'll be better than this microphone. I don't know. That's all stuff that I'm going to figure out, right? And we don't have to worry about that right now, but we will have to in the future worry about that. Yeah, this thing, I'm going to have to blue tack it because it does not want to stay in. All right, we're going to do the weapon that goes on here in a moment. But first, we're going to take a pause for the cause. Let's go over to the intro screen. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber to the Build With Baer Workshop, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the emote in the chat. Let the people know you're a subscriber. You get these emotes by subscribing. Very much like Dirty, who renewed his subscription today, which rules. Being a subscriber is an easy way to support what I do here, and I appreciate it very much. $5 a month with your, debit, credit card, whatever you do in there, PayPal, whatever you do. Or you could use your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime, you link it with your Twitch. If you're not using it for me, use it for somebody else. Also, a reminder, you could gift a sub to somebody in the community. It's January. There have been no gift. There have been one gifted sub. Nathan Explosion just got one. So we're going to hit the applause there. Thank you, Aristofan. I hope Nathan appreciates it. I should point out that Nathan may never know, because Nathan's big thing that Nathan enjoys more than anything I do is my live episodes of Pat Bear's Anime Club, which I don't do monthly. So brutal indeed. Nathan Explosion reference. So who knows? Next time we're gonna see Nathan. But I love that he's got maybe now that he's subscribed, then he's got a month free. Maybe he'll come hang out. But yes, we have 1 subscription for this month so far. So you can join Aristofan on the gift sub leaderboard. Bits and coins, always appreciated. I appreciate those very much. And I've got 1 sound effect just for that. So if you do that, you get to hear the cha-ching sound effect, which I don't play otherwise because it's the cha-ching noise. That's not a reason to do bits and coins, but it is appreciated. If you've been gifted a sub, you can convert that to a regular subscription, and they won't charge you until your gift sub month is expired, and then they'll charge you. So that's something you could do. Today would be a great day to join my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear, because it's the first day of the month, so you're going to get all of the rewards for this month, and you get the full month for that. It's in the show description of the YouTube video. It's up YouTube. It's here in the chat. Patreon.com/PatBear. I did lose some people last month. I am down to like $130 something. I'd love to get back up to $150 a month. Do I have to get back to $150? Is that going to take away a video or a stream? No. When I first got to $150 and unlocked my Monday streams, I'm keeping my Monday streams. If anything, I would drop the Saturday streams because they're the least popular of my streams, but I'm not. I'm going to keep doing it but I'd love to get back to $150. Maybe I'll build a new reward into 150. I don't know. I'm gonna get to new video, a new like, hey, join my Patreon. But anyway, check that out because there's different tiers and different rewards for each tier, and they're good. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear, and you can subscribe to that for free if you would like. I would love it if you want to come check out that. And you can also join there. There's memberships. It's $2 a month, and you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. And my next Wednesday video is a new series that I'm starting called Do You Remember? My last series, I'll plug it, because there's not a new Wednesday series started yet. Was fun. Best of Build With Baer started like about in July, I think. I stopped doing the previous one, and stopped doing my Pat Reacts videos. And then Bear With Me, where I reacted to videos we all watched together. And now I'm doing. Then I did Best of Build With Baer. Now I'm doing Do You Remember? It's a new series. It's going to be on my YouTube. You should check that out. Let's see. Direct donations. Everything I make through direct donations through Patreon, through AdSense from YouTube, and memberships on YouTube, and of course Twitch here, goes to me buying model kits and equipment. So direct donations are like, if you don't want to monthly support me, but every once in a while you want to buy, put a little money in, that goes to model kits. This Gouf, I bought this Gouf with money from y'all because I was like, that thing is rad. I want to build that. I'm buying a Gouf. Let me take money out of this, like, here, because I keep track of the money that comes through donations and all that. It's just I don't have a separate bank account for this. I just have funds, and I know how much funds I have, and I keep very fucking good records because I know how to use Excel. I mean, I use Google Slides, or Google Sheets. I don't make a slideshow of my expenditures, but I do use Google Sheets for all that. Because who buys Excel? Let's see, other things. Oh yeah, I have an Amazon wish list you could peruse. If you buy something from my Amazon wish list, it jumps the queue. I got a bunch of stuff to build here. I've got a very expensive kit. I got that real grade coming in the mail very soon. I got a bunch of high grades to build. I got stuff I pre-ordered. None of that matters if you buy something from my wish list. It jumps the queue. I have Lego sets. I've got the Alien Queen from Aliens. It's a Mega Constructs kit. I just think that would be weird to build. So I got that on there. Like I said, Lego sets that are inexpensive kits, expensive kits, high grades. There's one pre-order on there. They don't charge you until it's fulfilled, like until, because it's like on the 10th you would get charged, basically. The two kits from Gundam Breaker Battlelog that I haven't bought yet are on that wish list. Some random other kits that are way too expensive. It shouldn't be at the price they are, like a high grade for $53. That's ridiculous. But it is like the Raphael high grade, and it's got a weird backpack. So like, I don't know. I should probably build that someday. And then like the heavy arms Eagle unit, which is like heavy arms but more guns. That is like real premium and really hard to find and very expensive. I got all of that in there. You can buy something, and like I said, it'll jump the queue. I'll shoot a video about how cool you are for picking that up. The alternative to that is USA Gundam Store. You could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store and then send me a DM on Twitter. My DMs are open with that gift card code, and I will use that gift card code. There is a new Lego Tiger 3-in-1 release today. Says Aristophan, who put a link in there, and I'm gonna go look at that link. You put Amazon Smile. Wow, that is an expensive Lego set. How many pieces is this thing? It is it's 700. Lego 3-in-1s are rarely 755 pieces, so that's why it's $50. I mean, I'm gonna put it on my wish list. It's now on my wish list, folks. If you want to buy me a very expensive Lego set, Lego Tiger 3-in-1, that is a very expensive kit. What else is in this? Oh, you got a big fish, and what else is that? Oh, panda, a koi fish and a panda. Ooh, a panda. That's like an orange panda. That's a red panda, isn't it? That looks like a red panda to me. I don't know about that. But that is very expensive, but cool. Um, that's definitely Isabella. That's definitely a red panda. It's cute, but don't call it a panda. Call it a red panda. Call it what it is. Anyway, I put that on my wish list. You could buy that. That's a very expensive Lego set. Um, I didn't buy because it was on sale the Lego Ideas Sonic thing because it's not that good. The Sonic doesn't look that good, and the stage isn't that big, and it was like $70, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna get that. If Sonic looked good, if that Lego Sonic looked cool, I would have gotten it. It did not look cool, so I didn't get it. Anyway, that's the Lego talk. Other things. Oh yeah, I got a Discord. If you want to support me for free, you can just join my Discord. That's a great way to support me. We're gonna get back to building in just a minute or two, but I did want to finish promoting my shit. What else we got for you? Oh, dang, not Sonic. Not cool. Sonic on Blast. John, I think Sonic is great. But I don't think that Lego set is good. So I did not pick it up. Okay, here's the thing. Pat Bear's Anime Club. I got a new one coming out on Monday. If you want to watch the old one where I when I talked through some of the big, to me anyway, news stories of the last year, I made that video. The very last Best of Build with Baer is unfortunately one of my best ones. It's honestly a good way to close out. I've had numerous compliments about it. It's the biggest traction I've gotten, I think, on Twitter about these in a long time. It is me making it abundantly clear that I don't miss the concept of Santa Con. I would never, I would never miss it. I would avoid it. Yeah. You have to be very clear about that because miss can mean different things. Never miss can mean a couple different things. So I had to make that very clear in the final Best of Build with Baer. And then coming next Wednesday, a brand new series. Tuesday to my $2 YouTube members and $5 and $10 patrons. They'll be getting a new series on Tuesday, and then we'll also get on Wednesday, which is entitled "Do You Remember?" And it's going to be pretty good, where I try to remember a Wikipedia article I had just read, and then I will include the link so you can follow along if you want to see how bad I did, and I will see if I can remember. I think that's going to be okay. I don't think that's going to be bad. I think it'll be hopefully fun. And maybe educational, edutainment, maybe a little edutaining. A little edutainy is not, I don't think that's a word, but whatever. I made it one. Okay. I'm going to drink some water. Also, we're going to talk about some manga that I've been reading. And then we'll probably talk about some video games for the last part of the stream. But first and foremost, oops. Is remember stream or YouTube video only. John, it'll be a Wednesday video series on my YouTube. So it won't be a stream. It'll be videos. You can't entertain me. I'll try my best, Orgaston. So I will link it, like I do link the Best of Build there. But yeah, it'll be a Wednesday video for my thing. This is now the 4th year. Yeah, the 4th year that I have been doing a Wednesday video every Wednesday, putting out a new video every Wednesday. The first year was backgrounded characters, which was on my green screen, grabbed an image off the internet, improvised a character that went with that image. That was very fun. That was to get better at green screen, which I never got better at using it, but it was fun to do. Second year, I did lists. I did ranking things on Tier Maker, and I did that every week. This year was the 3rd year. 2021 was 3rd year, I should say. Yesterday ended that. Where I did my reactions, the Pat Reacts videos, bear with me, and then abandoned that because I didn't enjoy it and did Best of Build with Baer. And then this year, new series. I lurked for a lot of tier last year. Oh, nice. Yeah. That was the 2020 thing, which I enjoy doing and I would do that every now and again. I've been thinking about doing a Pat Bear's Anime Club that is a tier maker ranking thing again, because that was kind of fun to do. I maybe do that again where I did it recently where I did I ranked a bunch of card and tabletop game anime. I'd probably do that again. But right now, I'm going to drink a little water, and then we're going to get back to building. Almost enough time to drink water while I do this. Okay. Now, I don't expect anyone to remember this, but I will tell you. The first manga that we will be talking about tonight, because we're talking about two manga. The first one that we'll be talking about tonight, I've reviewed this series before. I've talked about the reincarnated sword saint wants to take it easy. I've talked about this before. But when I talked about it, it only had about 3 or 4 chapters that I had read. So I didn't get too in depth with it. And I can now tell you that that series has wrapped up. Perhaps they will continue. I don't know. But chapter 20 just came out, and it does feel like that's the end of this thing. It very much feels like, okay, they said what they wanted. There's room for it to continue. They have set up a way to continue this thing, so if they want to keep doing it, they can. But the major first arc is over. So, what is the reincarnated sword saint wants to take it easy? I mean, it's a the main character died. He was the sword saint. He was it is not a reincarnation of like, oh, he was from Earth or whatever. Like, no, this is the dude that like fought for many, many years on the battlefield and is like was a well-known person and incredibly skilled. And now he's reincarnated, and he's like, you know what? I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go to war. I don't want to go and do all that. But I have these skills, and I want to make use of these skills. So he's like, I want to live a slow life. Now, you'd think, he wants to take it easy, right? You'd think that this character would, I don't know, hide his abilities and, like, go into farming or do whatever, or, like, become, like, do something else. Instead, his decision is, as a child, I'm going to enter the army, or not the army, I'm going to enter the service of the kingdom, become a knight, and then earn a knight salary for many years, and then I'll be able to retire in like my teens and then live an easy life because I will have all this money from my years of being in service as a knight. And that doesn't make any sense. Why would you become a high-ranking knight? And of course, because he's a child when he starts, he's not well known because he is basically a secret mission knight. Monster subjugation and doing like a lot of shit and whatever. Including his current job. His current job that he's starting at the start of the series is our boy is going to protect the Sword Princess. The woman who is the princess of the kingdom, who is she was like looked after by a high-ranking swords person at one point, and so she is like got a lot of knowledge of using a sword and is skilled for her age. She's like, he's 12 now, and she's like, I think just slightly older than him. So you're like, oh, that makes sense. Like he's going to enroll in the school under false information and like, be a classmate and not stand out, even though he's very skilled. He'll just like blend into the background and then like watch her from afar and like protect her from assassins or whatever because people are after her life, right? No. He shows up as a teacher. He's a 12-year-old mysterious teacher. And that also doesn't make any fucking sense because it's just like, why do that? Like, obviously his skills are impressive because he's the sword saint. Like, he's like, it would have been maybe difficult for him to hide the fact that he was the saint or that he is a excellent swordsman. Like, that probably would have been hard. But it's like, this makes no sense because everyone's just like, what do you mean that kid's our teacher? Anyway, she's got Iris, the girl that needs protecting, has a childhood friend that is mysterious, like something's going on with her. She seems actually pretty damn skilled. So what's going on with her? We don't know yet. We find out, of course. And yeah, people want to kill her, and he's helping out. And eventually, she finds out what's going on. And like I said, chapter 20, which just came out, wraps up the story, sets up if they wanted to continue it, they could do some stuff with it if they wanted to. But it basically is saying like, okay, well, this is it. If this is it, this is it. And it's good. Like I said, the part where he poses as a teacher doesn't make any sense and seems weird. The from a character perspective, the philosophy of I can't wait to retire, but I'm going to do all this stuff and help people and like go out of my way to be like the guy that is needed. Like that shit makes a lot of sense. Like it makes so much sense that he is like that is his personal philosophy. Because it fits with the character, right? Like he says he wants to retire, but like he's not hiding who he is at any point, really. I mean, he's hiding his identity, I should say, but he's not hiding like that he wants to help people, and that he once he shows off his skills. The animation, the manga looks really good. I think the art style is really fun and clean throughout. I've been reading some stuff. It's getting a little sloppy. I got a couple stories that I'm reading right now. That even like the Weakest Crest, which is going to be an anime this coming season. That art is getting a little sloppy, but this one throughout was good. Like I said, only 20 chapters. Some good looking art from the villains. His direct supervisor is I think like a pretty fun character. She doesn't do a lot in the show, but she's got like some stuff going on. There's not a lot of like other students, which I think I would have liked if there had been like more people, but there kind of wasn't. But yeah, overall, I would say pretty good, pretty all right. I would suggest it is worth your time. I'm going to put the top piece on that needs to go on here before I put the sticker. There is a sticker that goes on here. It's one of two stickers. The eye sticker was the other one. I'll put that on, but I'm going to lock these in place before I start messing around with that. So we'll just do the rest of this gun, the arm gun here, and then we'll do that. So anyway, that's the Reincarnated Sword Saint Wants to Take It Easy. I would say give it a shot. If you like action series, if you like there are two girls and they have a lot of respect for the main character, but it is not a harem show, which I appreciate very much. So that's nice. So I would say, yeah, if you like action isekai, I think it's worth your time. It's pretty fun. All right, so it goes like that. That goes like that, and then we just got to put a sticker on here. The only other sticker on the kit. Okay, the other show I want to talk to y'all about is called A Story About a Man and a Woman, and when they sleep together, money appears out of nowhere. And of course, I am telling you the title tells you the plot to see if you're interested. I should say, sleep is not sex. This is not a comic. This is a manga about characters having sex with each other. This is a story about two people. They are neighbors. They are both broke. And I wish I lived in that world. Yes. And at some point, they realize that any kind of intimacy between the two of them results in some amount of money. Now, the biggest one is them sleeping in the same bed together. A bunch of money shows up because that's a big deal. But a head pat, that's a little bit of money. She smells nice when she comes out of the shower. That's a little, and he's like, notices. That's a little bit of money. They like hold hands. That's some money. I don't have any. Did I write down any other ones? Head pats. Yeah. So chapters are short. This is like, I want to fall asleep next to my partner and then money appears. Yeah. So that's basically it. Like, I don't know how they discovered it. I haven't read enough to know how and when they figured this shit out. All right, we're now body complete on this kit. We got to build the shield, but we built all the rest except for the shield here because we got the cool arm gun And now we're going to build a shield that goes. We're building a shield that goes over this cool arm gun, which is the worst part of the Gouf. The part that sucks the most about the Gouf is that we're about to put a very fucking cool. Oh, I guess the arm shouldn't fall out here. We're going to put a very cool thing. We're going to cover a very cool thing with a very cool thing, and I do think that sucks. You can't have both. But anyway, we're going to build a shield and then put some weapons on that shield. We're going to put a sword on that shield and a gun on that shield. Do a bunch of dumb shit in there. So let's do that. We'll just take the sword. The sword is just one piece. It's that's just MC or yeah. This series, a story about a man and a woman, and when they sleep together, money appears out of nowhere. Sleep is the key word. So also, of course, these characters are interested in one another, but neither wants to like make the first move or say anything because they are look. Right now it's transactional, right? But what if it wasn't? Each of them is afraid that if they bring that up, it'll look like they are like propositioning or thinking the other one is like they don't want to ruin it. He doesn't want her, her to think that he is like forcing her to do something she doesn't want to do for money. She doesn't want him to think that she is just out to get his money or this weird money that appears. So they're both have made the decision. Okay, we're just gonna like play this cool and like chill out about it, and just like relax, and then we'll at some point figure this thing out, and then we'll like get, eventually someday I'll say something. So it's cute. There's two friends. The dude's friend is starting to figure out what's going on here. The girl's friend is very protective of her friend, and is starting to like think that this neighbor is taking advantage of her and all that. So there's lots of awkward moments and misunderstandings and like a lot of stuff there, and they're trying to figure things out. And I haven't read a lot of it. There's quite a bit. As I said, it is short chapters. It's like 4 big pages for each one. But I think it's pretty cute. I like it. It's not the best thing I've ever read. It's I'm not. It's not something incredible. If I lose interest on it, I'm not going to feel bad about that. I'm going to pop this out, and then we're going to use this sword to do it. Probably a bad idea here. I didn't get a clean cut on part of this shield, so I'm going to try to pop this out to get a clean cut on it. Do that. Yeah, great. All right, that's better. Anyway, yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's pretty cute. I've been meaning to read it for a while. I had like come across it a while ago and just never got around to it. So I am glad that I finally did get around to it, because I like what I've read so far. And that is again a story about a man and woman, and when they sleep together, money appears out of nowhere. So check that out if you are interested in it. And that is going to do for manga talk. No anime talk at the moment. We talked about that before, but I don't have anything new that I'm watching. I'll try to have something on Monday just to chat about. Like, I think I'm going to spend some time tomorrow. There was one show that was like put up all at once on Crunchyroll that was a web outside of that, like in Japan. That is I forget the name of it, but it's a romantic comedy show about a girl who has a crush on her coworker, and they have the same name, but there are other girls that might also be interested in him. And I was like, oh, I should maybe check that out. Because I know of that manga, but I have not seen that manga, so it's not holding up. I'm gonna pull out the tool here. Try to pop this out so that I can, fix this here. I'm going to try to cut this cleaner here, clean up this up so that this fits in better. Not fitting in. Well, we got to build up this shield anyway, but if this pops out, it makes things harder. Okay, that feels better. Yeah, so I got a few other things that I'm gonna, I'm gonna try to watch that, and I'm gonna try to read some stuff that I haven't seen yet, so that I have more things to talk to all of you about on Monday. Video game wise, I've been playing Halo. I mean, I'm boring right now, folks. I'm playing Halo Infinite and Hearthstone. Like those are the two video games I've been playing. Now's a great time to let me know what y'all are playing. What are y'all up to? What are you checking out? What's out there that you're like, this is my favorite thing right now. Feel free to let me know because I do like hearing that. If you're catching up on old stuff, you're like, oh, I'm still, Pat, you're playing Halo, but I'm playing Final Fantasy. I'm getting in there in the queues and all that. Be like, that sounds great. But yeah, let me know what y'all are into, what you're playing. I apparently I never finished the gunk. I thought I had finished the gunk, but I hadn't finished the gunk. And now I can tell you, I have finished the gunk. It's fine. It's a fine video game. This Wednesday, I'm going to be playing Dorf Romantic or Dorf Romantique. We'll say Dorf Romantique. I'm going to be returning to Dorf Romantique, which I have not played in a while on stream. There hasn't been like a major update in the game, but they did do a winter biome, and you can now choose which biomes you want to go to in settings. And so we'll do the winter one because it's got snow, and I'm not going to see snow I'm not going to see real snow for a very long time. So why not have some video game snow? So I'm going to do that because that would be fun. Also, it's just the fucking chillest game. So there are people who haven't seen, because I haven't played it in a while, so there are people who probably haven't seen it. So we'll do that on Wednesday. I think that's going to be like a fun, chill way to like ease into the new year. My first bonus stream of the year. So I think that'll be good. I'm on to more Super Wars 30 and messing around with Shin Megami Tensei 5. Hell yeah, enjoy that, John. Finished Pokemon Brilliant Diamond starting on 5, while in between Final Fantasy 14. And Dirty says, reading. I log in alone. Also watching YouTube vids of people walking out in the jungle and building kick-ass shelters. Oh, okay, that kind of shit. Nice. Yeah. So I watched, how I watched a bunch of Wormwood game, like that Wormwood, like Worm Life thing. I watched a lot of those videos. So now I'm starting to get recommendations of people reviewing Wormwood products, or like I was at PAX Unplugged and talked to the Wormwood folks. So here's my video of that interview, or here's me building the modular table thing. And it's just like very funny to me that I'm like, I watch so many of those videos that now I'm just getting recommendations of more of their videos. I was like, oh no, I don't need all this. Oh yeah, my partner and I are going to eventually team up on the new Diamond and Pearl remakes. Hell yeah. Yes, I will not be playing those because I do not have a Switch. It's weird. I missed out on the last generation of Pokemon, and this remake I haven't been able to play either. And that's just been weird for me. Because that's usually a thing that I play, is whatever fucking Pokemon game has come out. I'm usually right there with it. So it's been weird to not have that in my life. All right, so how does this go? I am not sure how this connects to this. There's a slot there. Like this. That doesn't look right. This has got to connect here, but the photo is very small. Oh, no, it goes like that. Okay, I got it. That looked weird. This connection looked weird, but it did work. Okay. Let's see. Started a new save in Hard Space Shipbreaker. on the chiller difficulty, which is nice so far. This is Lord Crashington saying, I don't need to refill oxygen tanks every few minutes while tearing apart ships now, though I still have to worry about dampening my suit by pulling parts into me way too fast. Damaging your suit, not dampening. You're probably already dampening it. Okay, so yeah, so it is easier in some respects and still annoying in others. Okay, well, good. I'm glad, Lord Crescent. I'm glad you're having more fun with it in this chiller difficulty. That's great. Let me bend before. This can bend lightly, which is weird. A weird thing that it can do. It's weird when they include plastics that can bend. A strange thing. Anyway, because this is gonna bend into that. All right. And then this goes into here. Yep, hell yeah. And then there's one other piece. It goes along the back. Capitalism is still the biggest threat to all. Always has been. Indeed. Yes, Ghost Val popping in with the sage words of yes, yes indeed. Always has been, always will be. Let's see. Is there any other things that I want to chat about here in the old world of games and gaming? I don't know. I don't think so. I played some Jackbox last night. I was supposed to last night for my New Year's Eve hangout, chatting with friends and doing all that stuff. I was supposed to play some Power Wash Simulator, but one of my friends who has the game ended up bailing, and then a couple other people were like, last minute, were like, "Oh, hey, are you hanging out? Are you all, are we all gonna get in the Discord and like chill and like play something?" And I was like, "Oh, they don't. Not all of these people have it, and now we're getting into big numbers here." And the person that was really gung ho about it was me, Power Wash Simulator multiplayer, and then another person was like also interested in it who was not there, and so instead we just played Jackbox last night, and that was fun. That was a good time. Just did Party Pack, the latest Party Pack. I hosted it, and we just played in Discord, and it was like just nice. There's a crew that I've played plenty of games with in the past, so that was very cool. All right. This thing does have the whip wire, but I'm not even going to bother with the whip wire. And like it is what it is. All right, I'm just going to take one photo of this. We have completed this kit. This kit is now built. We'll put the sword in there. Then I'm going to take a photo of this kit like it is. I'm going to take two photos of this kit. Bunch of friends did some Jackbox before midnight. A lot of fun. Yeah, it was fun. Are you going to get a Switch for Pokemon? No. John. I am trying to save up enough money so that when a good here, I can't move to New York without a job waiting for me. But the job doesn't have to be like full time with benefits, amazing, life changing. It can be like an okay job. I want to have enough money that if I get an okay job in New York, I can move there and be okay until I start getting paid there while I get other stuff. I can't go there on a promise. I got to go there for something. But I can't spend money that's not for this. Like, this is where I can spend money, is this shit. So, like, video games, I can spend money on. But if I'm gonna buy a new Pokemon game, then I also have to get like a way to capture it, and that's just stuff I'm not necessarily interested in doing. So video game consoles, I'm not gonna spend money on. I would like to have a Switch, I just don't own one. But I really can't afford to get one for this fun stuff. I mean, I would like to have one, but that's an expense that I'd rather put towards savings. Um, all right, let me take a photo of this kit here. I'm going to take a couple photos of this. I'm going to take a photo of that, and then I'm going to take a photo without the shield, because the shield rules, but we don't need to have it on. So yeah, like the Stream Deck, that just helps my streams. That helps all of this stuff. If these streams, like, hey, and this could happen, right? Some weeks, so some streams are chill, right? Some streams are busy. But either way, even if no one's really watching, as long as people are subscribing, then a certain amount of money it keeps happening, it keeps going, and all that, and I can kind of keep this alive, right? This is a business. I am doing this to make some money, and also part of that is that hopefully opens some opportunities and opens some doors, but also does keep me sane because it means I get to do some cool shit and talk to cool people, and get my thoughts out there, which I very much appreciate. Anyway, all that being said, if this went away, then then I would like, I wouldn't be spending money on model kits. If I stopped doing this, I would, I wouldn't, yeah, I wouldn't do any of, I wouldn't be building model kits. I wouldn't be making personal expenses for that stuff. I'll say that I get asked this now and again. I don't build anything outside of stream. I occasionally like finish a kit that was like almost done and need a little panel lining, and I'll like complete it off stream, um, or I'll like do a step or something like that, clean something up. Um, but I don't build. I still build for fun because this is very fun for me. Doing these streams is fun and I enjoy it, but I don't build outside for like chits and giggles. Um, because it I stream building is content. Yeah, I mean like it exists as part of the thing. I enjoy this. I enjoy the whole process of it, but it's still a thing I do on stream. I still build for about 6 hours a week, and also if I'm buying model kits, it's for the stream. Especially obviously, if you buy something from my wish list, you have something on my wish list, I'm building on stream. Obviously, that's no brainer. But if I buy my own kits, like I have some, I'm building that, and you're gonna hopefully enjoy it, and it'll hopefully be very fun. But that's like that is its own thing of like I'm not just gonna do that on my own time. I might like do like I don't know like something that if there was something that like didn't ever hit that like net nobody ever liked, um, maybe I would do that on my own. Like, let's say that I got into papercraft and it just felt like nobody fucking wants to watch me build papercraft. I find that that's I think that's not necessarily going to be true, but maybe there's a case where somebody was just like, nah, we're not into this, Bat. We don't really like the papercraft shit that you do. Well, then I wouldn't anymore. Like I would just be like, okay, I don't do papercraft anymore because people don't like it. I'll just do that for myself. Um, I am a little worried. I'll say this because we're getting close to the end of the stream. We finished the kit. Um, I'm a little worried that y'all are not going to be into when I build that the Lego Baby Yoda, the child. I am a little worried because that is a 1,000 piece kit and is going to take a while. I am afraid that people are going to be like, "Oh, you're still working on that?" No, I'm good. Uh, because I'm good. My folks bought it for me. I'm gonna build it on stream because it's a very expensive Lego set. And when do I build expensive Lego sets on here? It's been a long time since I did that, so I am gonna build it on stream, but it is gonna take a fucking long time to do. And I do worry that people are gonna be like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't need to watch that." Uh, I'm here for the building and talking. As long as you're talking, we're engaged. Well, I appreciate that, and John. But yeah, no, I mean like the same way that there are people that don't hang out for the Wednesday streams, and I get that they're just not here for the Wednesday. You could do it in chunks or like one day a week, Lego Mondays. I do, Aristophan, I don't dislike that idea. Like making it like part of that and building something else out there. I don't hate that idea, and I might take that in consideration. I do generally like to, I do. I only pause when there's a holiday and there's like there's a reason for me to pause. So I do generally like to work through it. Obviously, there was one time I stopped working on a thing. The only time I ever quit is when I was doing that puzzle last year, that Animal Crossing jigsaw puzzle, because it sucked and I hated it. And turns out I didn't want to fucking do it. So that's the only time that I've ever like absolutely just like nope, we're good. Anyway, this is the kit. I'm not going to start the Barbatoris. I got to get the photo ready. I got to get the kit. I would have to get up and get it. And we don't have a lot of time left in the stream anyway, so I'm not going to go get that. You know what? I'm going to hit the be right back. And I'm going to grab it because I got to get out of my chair. Because we'll spend the rest of the stream just talking about it. Hi. Because I got to put the photo in and do all that. We did finish that up, and that was it's a beautiful looking kit. Anyway, because this is a weird mishmash, it has two polycap sets, like double polycaps. It does have some stickers because it is a Barbatoris. The Barbatoris is a Barbatos combined with what's it called? Is it Vidar? Yes, the Gundam Chimeras Trooper, not Vidar. Vidar is another kit. The Chimeras Trooper, which is a four-legged thing, and then we just made the legs. We just made the front legs, the Barbatos, and it does have a bow, which is a weird weapon for a Gundam, and a knife, because yeah, and it's got twin knife arms. It's got twin blades. This thing's got knife arms, and that rules. But anyway, it's basically a Barbatos. The masked man is the person that pilots it, which is silly. He's a villain in Gundam Breaker Battle Log. This will be interesting to put together. I haven't looked to see what year. This is the 2015 Barbatos, which is a good kit that I have built on this stream. So most of these parts are going to be from 2015. There are going to be some that are from that are new. I believe this sheet is going to be new. Yeah, this is 2021. So this is the kit that has the most. What do 2/3 of the New Day have in common? They've been WWE champion. I don't know what else. Getting their title run ended by Brock Lesnar. Oh, okay. Spoilers if you were going to watch day one after the stream. Look, I didn't expect Big E to go on a several year run. This is disappointing, certainly. Super disappointing to have Big E lose and have Brock Lesnar win. Because I think his run has been incredible. It hasn't been incredible; it's been good. But yeah, I hate to see Big E lose the title. Certainly, that's a shame. And I hope he wins it back in a one-on-one at WrestleMania. Big E putting down Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Do that. Book that. Anyway, this kit has the most new parts of any kit in this year or in this breaker log. The other one, the one below that, is the custom parts for the what is it? It's the Live Lance Heaven, which is basically a Death Scythe Hell, but some new parts. And that's a brand new kit because that is part of the Death Scythe Hell high grade, which hasn't come out yet. But this one has a lot of brand new parts for this kit. A lot of specific parts here. These are new as well. Because basically it's like, hey, here is F and G, and then B, and then many sets of A, and some parts there from the kits. Like we're getting extra like body parts here, which is weird. That's a weird thing. And then of course we get there. Here's all of the stuff you can combine all these kits with. Get the command thing, put that there. Wait, what is that? Gundam 00 Command Quant. Is that a kit that hasn't come out yet? Or is that just a kit that's not part of... I'm like looking at this. I'm like, I don't think the Command Quanta is part of this line. Maybe it doesn't come out yet because I thought I knew every kit that was in this line. Oh boy, there might be more of these that they haven't put out yet. Oh no, I'm gonna have to look that up, or it is, and I just haven't even noticed it was out there. Anyway, this thing's weird as hell, and I think it's pretty great. Uh, Also, this kit has a tail. It's got 4 legs and a tail, and that's nonsense. Um, that is some goofy nonsense. Barbatoris, Liveland's Heaven, pieces. The arms, Liveland's Heaven. 2 of the legs. Yeah, the Barbatoris head and legs there. That's a pretty fun idea. Where's this backpack from? Yeah. This is the backpack from a kit I haven't seen listed before. So now I'm like, do I have to go track that down? Maybe I do. Anyway, this is what we're going to be building on Monday. This is the new kit. This is the new hotness. We're going to build the Barbatoris. Finally. This was the kit that USA Gundam Store just didn't send anyone, including me, for quite some time. And now I get it, and that rules. And I'm going to enjoy building it. But we're going to enjoy raiding. We're going to go raid somebody out there. We're going to go find somebody cool out in the community and send them some love via a lovely raid. So we're going to go see who's doing cool shit out there that we want to go hang out with, spend a little time with them, and we'll see who's doing stuff. Often, not a lot of people on a Saturday night raiding to raid. We're going to go raid Arthur Geese, who is playing Dark Souls 3. We always raid at the end. Yes, and John, we always raid. But Saturdays are a little tough because there's not a lot of people that I know that are playing. So we're going to go raid Arthur, who rules. Let me go get that set up. But yeah, Arthur's absolutely lovely, and go hang out with him while he's Dark Soulsing. So we'll get that set up. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your Saturday. I hope to see you on Monday when we start a brand new kit, and I hope you have a great time. And yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. You take care too. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Come along on this raid. Good night. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Bye. Goodbye, goodbye.